Hello, welcome to my channel. Donna here, speaking to solutions to transcending trauma. So I came up with this slogan I was telling my daughter, and um, it's called Plan Your No Before You Go. So, like having awareness of my behaviors is just not enough. It's like I've said in my other videos, if you know you're an alcoholic, it is a good start to admitting that you're an alcoholic, but then you have to like make change, right? So I have been really deeply instilled with the people pleasing programming, it's just been deeply ingrained in me, to, um, I guess, not make a ruckus, it's birthed out of safety, and also like a lot of societal things, like don't make a fuss. But so this is the second time that I've done this with buying something online, and also not trusting my intuition. That's another thing that can often be birthed after living through some adverse experiences. We lose that connection to self, and we learn to override our intuition and to not trust our feelings. And so plan your no before you go. So I bought something on Facebook Marketplace, a sawzall, however you say that. And this ad had a saw and a drill, and I didn't want the drill. I just wanted the little saw thing. And somehow they said I had to buy both. First, I was getting so many conflicting stories, so it was already sort of pinging my radar, but I ignored that. And so whatever, I think it was $25. I offered 15 for just the little saw thing because I didn't need the drill. I already have two of them. And then they came back and said, well, I had to buy them both because the battery went to both of them. Now that I think of it, they said it came with 3 batteries and I only had 2. So that's another message just popping up now on OfferUp. So yeah, there were so many things that like I was not feeling right about this interaction. And so they said that whatever, that it was 20 for, I had to buy them both. And I'm like, fine, I'll just buy them both for 20 instead of the one for 15. So I went there, and my intuition was going ding, 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 ding. No, 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 no. The house, there was kind of stuff. I'm trying not to judge people. And I'm like, oh, my house has looked disheveled at times. I'm not going to judge. And I don't know, there was a lot of things. The story just wasn't adding up. So the person came out with the 2 parts. And then I said, oh, well, how do you change the battery in this? Like on the Sawzall thing, I couldn't get it off. And I went to hand it to her, and she showed me on the drill, like, oh, here, you just pull it off like this. But she didn't show me on the saw thing. And I, instead of like saying, well, no, show me on this. And I didn't want to buy this. And you know what I did? I bought it. I gave her the $20 and drove away. And I had this happen also with a bed set. And I went to the door, and it really online looked really different to me than it did in person. And I think I paid $30 for that. And I felt like that people pleasing in me couldn't like hurt that person's feelings and say, oh, I don't like it, like, and so I paid $30 and took home a comforter, a bed set that's sitting in my garage that I've never used. So, I guess I'm still a people pleaser. And so it's okay. I'm not going to really rag on myself. I just want to share this with you. If you've like done things like that, that's like, it's people pleasing. It's a defense mechanism because we're afraid to make waves, because probably at some time in your life, if you said no, you got some trauma around it. There was like some kind of big reaction or something. Something happened. I don't even know for sure, you know. But so that's why plan your no before you go. So I guess between the two purchases, I'm out $50. So it's a pretty cheap price to learn a really good lesson, you know. Is one, trust your intuition. This one today, my intuition kept just pinging. It kept pinging and I ignored it. So like learning to trust myself, like slow down, Donna. I know you need this sawzall thing, you know, but your intuition is going off. Let's sit with that a minute. Like, why is it going off? What are these things you're feeling? And then not like dismissing yourself, you know, because I think that comes from some of the trauma too, like learning to dismiss myself. So, but planning your no before you go. So I thought to myself, how can I overcome this? And it is by planning my no before I go. So that like when I went for the saw on that, um, just to tell myself, okay, we're going there now. And we know you have people pleasing tendencies. And so you might not want this thing. So obviously, if you want it, you just buy it. There's no problem there. But if you're feeling some kind of intuition going off and you don't want it, which I was feeling, what are you going to say? Like, let's practice what you're going to say. Like even just on your way to the place, practice. And then I read a book about like how to overcome like manipulation and how to be assertive. I shared this with a friend and they tried it and said it worked out really well for them, is the broken record technique. So I thought with the saw, I could say, oh, it's not the kind of saw I thought it was. Thank you for your time, but no, thank you. You know, and then some people are pushy. They'll try to still like force something on you. Um, then you can just do the broken record technique. Like, no, thank you. And then just get in your car. No, thank you. It's not the right kind of saw. I thought it was something else. No, thank you. You know, even though it wasn't, but you know, like, I guess that's called like a white lie. Like, I'm not going to say, I don't trust you. Something's feeling off. Um, they had like shoved, it's a long story. They put the wrong kind of battery thing on it. My daughter is so smart. She could see it. I didn't see that, but I just felt something was off. So, yeah, so plan your no before you go. So the no was, oh, you know what? It's not the right kind of saw. I'm sorry. Thank you for your time. You know, you can still be very polite and, you know, kind of quell some of your fears of conflict or whatever, you know. Um, and then with the bedspread, I thought I could have just said to her, oh, thank you for your time. It's lovely, but in person, it's kind of looks like a different color or different than I expected. Thank you for your time. You know, so like, and I don't think someone could really retaliate to that, but, you know, just coming up, you know, plan your no before you go. So just kind of work out what you're going to say before you get into situations, you know, with anything. But yeah, so all right, I just wanted to share that because it was a $50 lesson I learned today. So you know, between the two purchases, really just 20 today. But yeah, just plan your no before you go. You can plan a polite way to say no. And if someone's really pushy and won't take your no, remember the broken record technique and then just say, you know, gosh, if they get too pushy, you can just say, you know, I said no. And, you know, I don't want it. Thank you. But all right. So I learned my lesson. All right. Thank you. Peace out.